Hey, what's up, guys? It's Boomy here, and I've got two cameras going, but I wanted to come in here and talk to my team so I could give you guys 10 tips to getting off to a fast start. So I've written down actually 10 what I call keys to getting off to a fast start. So make sure that you tag your team members, make sure that you listen to this and apply the information as well. So let me just get into it. The first key to getting off to a fast start is do not become a secret agent. Do not be a secret agent or go into the witness protection program when you sign up. So this is basically going to be for newbies, okay? Don't go MIA. Don't go to the witness protection program. Now, what do I mean by that? Whether you believe it or not, there are often times where people sign up in a business and then their sponsor goes to call them and it's crickets. Like they can't find them. That person's not answering the phone. And they're like, wait a minute, why did you just spend your money? And now you're nowhere to be found to allow me to help you. So write these tips down. Don't become a secret agent. Don't go MIA on your sponsor. And so a secret agent is like someone who is hiding, right? Someone who is disguised. Remember that you should be proud of the decision you made. You should be out in the open with it. It should be something that you want everybody to know and benefit from. So remember the song from Sunday school, This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine. So let what you're doing be known, be proud of it. Do not be a secret agent and do not go into the witness protection program. That's key number one, okay? Number two, develop a prospect list. Now, yes, we know that social media is a way to meet people these days, but I still believe in having a prospect list when you start. Like, your prospect list is your raw materials for doing business. This is a living, breathing organism. If you don't have a list, you're not in business. Have you ever heard he who has the biggest list wins? It's true. So the best way to start your list is with the people that you know, because although you may meet people on social media, it often takes time to develop a real skill set for doing business on social media. And it takes time to meet people and cultivate a relationship. But when you get started in business, you want to share it with people immediately. So I believe the best way to get started is with your warm market. And most of us have about at least 200 to 500 people right there in our phones. So what you want to do is you want to get the numbers out of your phone and onto a sheet of paper. And one of the things I have right here is a memory jogger. So a memory jogger is a really great way for you and your team to expand your list, because you may tell somebody, okay, make a list of your, top 100 prospects, the top 100 people. And what they'll do is say, oh, I don't really know anybody. They may come up with 25 names. But if you have a prospect, if you have a memory jogger, the memory jogger will say, who do you know that's a cook? Who do you know that's an engineer? Who do you know named Bob? Who do you know that works on automobiles? Who do you know that's a doctor? And so this is going to help to pull the names that you think you've forgotten out of your head to help to get them down on paper. So you can expand, you can write out your list from the people who you know who come to the top of your mind. But then when you get stuck, you want to use a memory jogger to help you to expand that list. So 100 people is a really good start. But remember, it's the start. You always want to be adding to your list. He or she who has the biggest list wins. It's a living, breathing organism, so always be adding to your list, okay? Always add names. Do not eliminate them, and do not prejudge. So, key number 3 is to master the invitation process. When you're getting started, you want to master the invitation process. Learn to be a good inviter. Learn to be an excellent inviter. And what you're doing is you're just inviting people to take a look at what you have. Well, look at what you have. You don't know if it's for them or not. They don't know until they look. But if you are a good inviter, just like a promoter. Remember back in the day, maybe you were a promoter or you would invite people to a party. It's like that. Invite them to the party. Invite them to take a look. So your objective is to get your business in front of your prospect. Not for you to do a lot of talking and throw up all over them and tell them the whole presentation. Your job is not to give a presentation. Your job is to invite them to take a look by getting them in front of one of our tools that we have. Okay. Maybe you get them in front of the information using the shuffle card. Maybe you invite them to the webinar. Maybe you have another tool that you use. So remember that. Master being a good inviter and learn to invite. Okay. Now, key number 4 is to set goals. So remember, you can never hit a target that you are not aiming for. So there has to be something that you're going towards. So I would say when you first get started, right? Set some goals. What is your big why, right? What is your reason for doing the business? Are there some debts you want to clear up? Is it that you want to make an extra $500 a month? Is it that you want the company to pay for your car? I mean, just think about a goal that really excites you. Start getting in touch with your desires and figure out what it is that you want, because you can never hit a target that you're not aiming for. So have something that you are aiming for. So it's always good to have goals, and it's always good to get in touch with your desires and let them excite you. And that keeps you motivated and move towards that. Okay. So that's number 4. Number 5 key to getting off to a fast start is to begin immediately. So when you get into the business or when people join you on your team, a lot of times people get ready to get ready. They let the start stop them. So I'm telling you, don't let the start stop you. Don't let the start stop you. Begin immediately. So real networkers, what they do, as soon as they hear about something and make a decision, and sometimes even before they make a decision, they start calling other people and say, hey, man, listen, I heard about something. It sounds really awesome. You got to get on this next webinar that they're doing so you can hear about this thing. And they don't wait a week, and they don't wait 2 weeks to make it happen. They wait like 2 seconds. They hang up the phone and then they call somebody. And they don't just call one person. They call many people. And they actually start by looking for talent, looking for people who are the best quality people for them to get started with. Okay. So begin immediately. You won't know everything in order to get started. Okay. You won't know everything before you get started. And it's better to be ignorance on fire rather than knowledge on ice. So if you tend to be the analytical person and you like, oh, I want to study the compensation plan. And I've heard it before, people saying like, oh, I want to know everything before I talk to people. I'm sorry, sweetheart. That is not the way to do it. Remember what I said, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Okay. So if you're just that excited person and you're ready to go, even if you get things wrong when you are saying it, remember, you're not saying too much, but you may give them a little nugget and you may say something wrong. It's okay. You know, things will work itself out in the wash. Just be that good inviter and lead them to the tool, but begin immediately. Remember that you are learning as you are earning. So don't wait to know everything in order to get started. Get started now, and you'll learn the information that you need to along the way. Remember, you're not in business by yourself. You should have a capable upline or other leaders or whatever who can help you. They should be doing 3 ways for you and helping you to get the questions answered. Maybe you don't know the answers to the questions, and that is okay. You're just getting started. And it's okay to tell people, you know what? I am so new. I'm just getting started. All I know is I just found out about this thing, and this is just so awesome. But I got to connect you to somebody that I'm getting my answers from. And then you do the edification and in three-way into that person. Okay. That's typically after they've seen something to get their interest peaked. So remember, you can make a whole lot of money. You can make a fortune in the business without knowing everything. Learn as you earn. So number 5 was to begin immediately. Now, everything I'm telling you, some of you may already know this, but in network marketing is about teaching people to teach people. So don't just feel this is for you. This is for you to learn so you can teach other people, right? How you wanted to have a team, not just you getting off to a fast start, but you want to teach your team the keys to getting off to a fast start. So key number 6 is to stay positive. Stay positive. This is so important. You want to have a positive mental attitude at all times, not just some of the time, at all times. You see, how do you win? It's by having a positive mental attitude, seeing the glass as half full instead of half empty, being optimistic about your business, being expectant about good and great things, knowing from the beginning that you are going to win and you're going to win big, keeping that positive mental attitude and knowing that you can see the end from the beginning. And you already have set the end. The end is that you win. The end is that you experience that 6-figure income or higher. Or the end is that maybe for you, it may just be to replace your job income. I don't know what it is for you, but my point is just to stay positive, right? Find something that will help you to do that. And don't let negative people steal your dreams. Negative people are all around. And there are going to be those naysayers. And sometimes the naysayers are the people who are closest to you. It may be a spouse. It may be your kids who say, oh, you're doing one of those things again. Maybe your best friend. So let people say what they say. And sometimes you got to get those people out of your environment and to protect your space. But the thing I wanted to tell you is understand that there are going to be those dream stealers. Do not listen to them. You stay positive despite other people's negativity. All right. Number 7 is to be coachable. Be very, very coachable. Be willing to learn and grow and understand that there are systems in place, right? There are systems in place for you to follow in order for you to achieve your goals. And there is a plan of action. There is a roadmap for your success. So just don't try to reinvent the wheel. There are already people very successful in the business. Just follow what it is that they're doing. Follow what is being taught. And learn to be a copycat. But make sure that you are copying a good cat. Copying the right cat. And we've got a lot of right cats to copy. Okay? And so you want to make sure that you are coachable and teachable, always willing to learn. Number 8. Key number 8 is to stay plugged in. This is so important. I cannot stress how important it is for you to stay plugged in. And there's so many reasons to stay plugged in. Well, first of all, how do you stay plugged in? You make sure that you're getting on the calls. You make sure that you're getting on the team calls or webinars or Zooms or whatever. You make sure that you're staying in tune to the group. You make sure that you are helping your team members to stay in tune because you are tagging them in posts they need to see. You make sure that they're on the team the team text group, so they're not missing anything that will come across in a text. It's so important to stay plugged in. Another reason, so that's how you stay plugged in. Oh, and you stay plugged in by staying in tune with your sponsor. Like, you guys don't know how important it is to stay connected. Network marketing is a team sport. If you think that you can do this business alone, in isolation, by yourself, you are sadly mistaken. This is a team sport. It's like for basketball, you need a team. For football, it has to be a team. This is not golf. It's not golf. It's not solitaire. This is a team sport. This is like football, right? this is soccer. It's all about a team. And sometimes you got to pass and hand it off the ball to somebody else. That would be when you're doing a three-way. You're handing off to somebody else who knows more than you. So you need that interaction with other people to help you and just that connectedness. Like, I have some new people who I've just brought into the business, and they know the importance of that connection. Like, they're calling me every day. That's awesome. Sometimes it's with prospects, and sometimes it's just for game planning. Sometimes it's just say, hey, here's my goals. I want to let you know what I did today. Oh, here's this person that I talked to, and we're game planning for the future. So understand, if you're home by yourself, not talking to your sponsor, not talking to your upline, just by yourself, especially when you're new, oh my gosh, it's just like you're probably not doing anything. You're probably not doing much. You're probably not doing the right things, because it's very rare that you find somebody who is truly self-motivated, who doesn't need a push, who doesn't need some outside force to motivate them. If you've got that internally, and thank God I've had that internally, like I don't need my sponsor to push and coach me. I just am blessed with that. But most people aren't like that. Most people need somebody to say, hey, what's going on? How you doing today? What's your goals? Hey, come on, let's go get it. And that's just how most people are. And understand that you may be like that. So it's important for you to stay connected and stay plugged in. Okay. Now here's another reason too. It's good to stay in touch with the group, because people often tend to think nothing is going on if they don't see anything going on. So they feel real comfortable in their kind of complacency when they're not plugged in, and they don't hear people who are setting goals and the people who are hitting the goals and hitting the ranks and connecting with people and moving and shaking. And so it's easy for them just to be complacent, sit back and feel comfortable with them not doing anything, not achieving, because they don't see it being done. But when you're plugged in and you're listening to the calls and you're being inspired by the people who are really achieving, what that helps you to do is feel like, you know what? I'm getting left behind. I don't want to get left behind. If he did it, I can do it. If she did it, I can do it too. So staying plugged in and connected really helps to give you that motivation that you need to get pushed out of your comfort zone and start moving and taking action. Okay. So number 9 is to put at least 2 people a day in front of the information. Maybe your sponsor, if your sponsor is not me and you're watching this, will tell you a different higher number. But I would say at the very least, you want to expose 2 people a day. Here's the formula, because let's say if you work your business 6 days a week, you take Sundays off. 2 people a day, that's 12 people during the week that you would have exposed. That's 48 during the month. This is a numbers game. If you expose 48 people each month, you're going to come out with 2, 3, 4 people, probably at least 4 people that you actually sign up in the business for the month. So if you want to get your recruiting numbers up, if you want to get your numbers up for more people that you sponsor, set a goal and hold yourself to piquing the interest of 2 people a day. Exposing 2 people a day to the information, meaning having 2 people a day to actually look at the presentation. That means you got to pique the interest of enough people who say, yes, I will take a look. Yes, send me your shuffle card. I will take a look at the information. And remember, your shuffle card, you can set it to remind you to follow up with that person once they have looked at the videos inside of your shuffle card. So I think that's a good goal. 2 people a day. That's 12 people a week. That's 48 a month. You're doing that in those numbers, you're awesome. But remember, it's not about you. You're teaching people to teach people. Now I've taught you, you need to teach this to your team. So now everybody's growing together, because now there's 10 people on your team That's 480 people during the month whose interest is being piqued, and who's more than that, who's actually seeing the program. So imagine what that's going to do for your organization and how you will rank up, okay? And finally, key number 10 is to make a 24-month commitment to your business. Make a 24-month commitment. Now, why do I say that? Well, I always say your first year is your practice year. Look at your first year, especially when you're new, but look at your first year as your practice year, because you got to give yourself time to learn what to do, right? And then once you learn what to do, then you got to give yourself enough time doing what you've learned to do. So your first year, allow yourself to like mess up and allow yourself to kind of, just give yourself some grace for learning the system and the process and understand, okay, my first year, yes, I'm going to work hard. My first year is just my practice year, okay? Don't judge the business. Oh my God. Some people judge the business by like what happens their first month. Some people judge about what the first 10 people they call. Do you know how many people literally, because I've been in the industry for years, I've had people who like, they call 3 people and the first 3 people that they call have a negative response. And then they say, I don't think this is for me. Like, really? I'm just like, are you serious? So you're going to judge whether or not you're going to be successful, and you're going to give up like the whole reality of what you were excited about. You're going to give up the whole premise of you getting big money and time freedom because 3 people told you no. You need to have them to go read a book. They are certainly not mentally tough. Okay. So they need to get some thicker skin. But anyway, so that's why you have to teach your team, teach your people as they come on to give it a 24-month commitment. Use the first year as the practice year, understanding there is a learning curve. There's a learning curve, and you've got to teach your people and teach yourself. You've got to last through the learning curve. Everything's not always roses. There are going to be challenges. You will be tested. The universe is going to say, okay, is he tough enough? Is she tough enough? Can she hold on to a dream despite some things that may come that doesn't always look or feel congenial? And then, as you heard Les Brown say, when you are tough and when you keep it going and when you are persistent and when you're consistent, then the universe says, okay, let me give up her dream. Here you go. But you got to understand how to pay the price to win. And you got to understand, you got to give this thing a 24-month commitment where you got the blinders on. You're not looking to the left. You're not looking to the right. You're just giving it 24 months before you even think of reconsidering. Okay? So don't get fooled into wimping out, and don't get fooled into thinking, oh, the first 25 people told me no. So what? Keep it going. You keep going. Maybe you don't have a good skill set. Maybe you're not a person of influence yet. Maybe you've not cultivated what you need to cultivate in you that will really magnetize people to you. I don't know what it is, but just how you start isn't how you finish. So just say, hey, listen, this is how it may be that I'm starting, but I'm becoming someone. I'm becoming someone new. I'm becoming someone better. And as I get better, my results will get better. So I'm going to give myself some grace in the starting period. And time goes so fast. So 24 months is nothing, okay, to stay committed. But then remember this last thing that ties into this 24-month commitment. It's not 24 months of being in. It's 24 months of working the business, because there's a big difference between being in the business, that your time in the business, and your time logged in actually doing the business. So I'm not saying giving it 24 months of just being in, because anybody can give their credit card and say, now I'm in. But I'm talking about 24 months of sustained hard work. You got what I'm saying? Y'all see the difference? You see the difference between when you sign up and when you actually get started. You see the difference between being in and actually working it? So if you signed up in the business and you've been in for 6 months and you know you really haven't done anything, when you if somebody says, oh, how long you been in, how much money you're making, you can't even answer that fairly, because you literally have to humble yourself and say, you know what, I've been in, but I haven't been working it. I just really dropped the ball, honestly. But so today is like my first day and I'm really just getting started. Okay. So understand there is the difference in teacher team. There's a difference between time in and time logged in working. You got it? All right, good. So hopefully that has given you all some of those foundational tips and keys for getting started. I wanted you guys to get those 10. Make sure that you share them with people on your team. If this is of value, tag them and make sure that they are getting it. All right. All right. See you guys later. Hey guys, I wanted you to know, I was actually doing this on 2 different screens and several different platforms. So I see that Delton Stanley says, the basics work every time. Absolutely. He knows that he's built large organizations and also is working on building his own network marketing company. Yay for Delton. Foundational principles, the fundamentals, just like in football, you just focus on the fundamentals. That's what you want to do. Get back to basics, work on the basics, work on the fundamentals. I can't even see I can't see the name of this Facebook user. He says, thanks for this valuable information. You are welcome. What I want for myself, I want for everybody else. And so I'm always looking to share and add value. So whether you're seeing this on Facebook or whether you're seeing this on YouTube, hopefully this has been some great help for you. To you, and Cass Million says to make sure that you go for no. If you don't have that book, get that, add it to your personal development library, or just go to YouTube and type in Go for No and listen to that. That's some great mindset information for how to get over the fear of rejection and how to use the no's to get to the yeses. All right, guys. Well, I'm so glad that you joined me for this valuable video on the 10 keys to getting off to a fast start. You have an awesome day. And if you like anything that you heard in this video, like, love, comment, share, and you know how to reach me, 443-864-9440. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.